So I'm delighted to be catching up with Ruth Jordan from Priscilla's Cafe. We missed you, Ruth. We missed the cafe here in East Garston.
I miss you all too very much, I have to say.
But here you are in your home kitchen, which is obviously a professional standard kitchen where you do a lot of your catering and your cooking anyway. And you have been doing a delivery service, haven't you? The most wonderful creations. You did a fantastic birthday cake for our son's 18th birthday in lockdown in April.
Oh, thank you.
What other stuff have you been doing since
Well, we
you
just tried to provide a fridge and freezer food menu. Initially, that's what it started as when we had to close, just to try and keep our profile out there and make sure that we were actually still functioning as a business. And it's been really well received actually, and it's so we've created fairly comprehensive menu, and we then offer a delivery to sort of the neighbouring villages.
And so you live at the top of Goodings yourself.
That's right. And so we just offer a delivery from Lambourne through to Great Shefford, and that's where we've main focused our deliveries on at the moment. I think there are quite a few other outlets that are covering other places such as Hungerford and further afield as well. So just to, takes the strain off of everyone really, just to keep it a little bit more contained.
Well, it's just so vital for people who are used to eating out or buying food on a regular basis to cook for yourself and your family. 2 or 3 meals a day, 7 days a week is really hard work.
And I don't think I actually appreciated that when I started. I didn't realise that it would even be something that people desperately wanted, but it really has been. And people, I took this week off actually just to regroup a little bit and see what we were going to do with the business going forward. And people have been, I put out a message obviously to say that we were doing that, but even so, some people have still sort of messaged me, and I've had to say we're not delivering this week, but we will be, putting something out in the future. And one of my customers said, "Oh, I've got to cook for myself this week," and it was sort of like, actually, we are providing a really, valuable service. So that's nice to know as well.
Absolutely. And I know one of the highlights of your menu at Priscilla's Kitchen has been your Buddha bowls, and I just think they're wonderful. And can you just describe them for people who maybe haven't heard of what a Buddha bowl is?
Thank you. And actually, that was a completely customer-led item that we put back onto the takeaway delivery menu. I was just doing fridge freezer food, and then somebody emailed me and said, "Are you doing your Buddha bowls?" And I thought, well, I could do. There's no reason why I can't do that. And so they were added, and they've been very, very popular. So the Buddha bowl is basically, I call it my little bowl of goodness. So it's a salad bowl really, but it's full of like healthy grains, and most of them that I do are vegetarian or vegan. So they have a falafel in them, and then there's a lentil salad, and we've just introduced a really lovely sweet potato, spicy sweet potato salad in there as well. And it's sort of, I think the Buddha bowl, the salads make it really, because they're quite hearty, very healthy, and I think people find them to be quite comforting but very healthy as well at the same time.
And they're so colourful and they're so tasty. It's a win-win. You don't feel guilty. Have your face with the Buddha bowl. Have you had problems getting the ingredients you've needed over during lockdown? Has that been a problem?
Initially, I sort of thought, well, probably not going to be able to operate, because there was a massive shortage of flour at the beginning. There still really is. And I actually heard the reason for that is not because there's a shortage of flour. There's a shortage of people to put it into the small packets. So flour comes in big sort of 16 kilo sacks, and then is put into smaller sacks, or smaller. Anyway, they haven't got, people were having to self-isolate, so they didn't have the staff. So I think that we definitely seem to be through that now. and we've diversified in that, you know, we've used people that we haven't used before. I have to sing my praises to the Lambourne butcher. He has been incredible for what he's been able to supply for us, and he has been my main flour source,
Oh,
to be fair. So
interesting.
he's done. So thank you to him. And also the other ingredients which I've gone to my usual stockist. So I use for my Buddha bowls, I use a lady who is based in Newbury called the Lonely Lentil, and she stocks organic grains, and she has beautiful spice selection as well. So it's always, she's always got something that, you know, probably I haven't heard of usually. So, and she said, we must try this. And so initially I thought it was going to be quite hard, and it put me off a little bit to begin with, but it settled down quite quickly, I think. And I think the systems became quite well organized. So we were able to source pretty much most of the stock that we needed, actually.
Good, good, good. And so do you have an idea kind of going forward when you think you might be able to reopen Priscilla's Kitchen?
Well, we're hoping that we are going to be able to open on a takeaway basis only until we can hear further guidelines from the government and what we are going to have to do to put in place to make the business is COVID secure. So hopefully, yes, we're going to be able to open up on a takeaway only basis. We've got a really lovely space outside where people can wait and queue in complete safety without causing any congestion to pavements or anything like that. So I feel sort of quite happy about that.
So just so people don't know where you are, you're next to the village hall in East Garston, so you share the car park at the village hall, so there's plenty of space.
There is plenty of space there. So, and then going forward from that, when we are actually be able to open and have people within the shop to sit and stay, we're actually hoping that we can extend into the car park a little bit with some tables and chairs, maybe, so that people can sit outside. I feel people will want to maybe keep that sort of open air feel at the moment. Before,
and if the weather stays like this, you know, that's the best option anyway. So you're lucky to have
amazing,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah. Gosh, so and the way people can kind of follow your news is on your social media, on your Facebook page.
Yes, I mean, Facebook has been actually a bit of a lifeline, really, I have to say. And most of the information that I put out is on there about the shop and what we're doing. So you can find us on there, or Instagram as well. I post on Instagram, or you can contact me via the website or phone, email, whatever. It's all the information's all there on the website.
And when you think you do reopen for takeaways only, will it just, you were opening on Thursday, Friday, Saturdays?
Yes.
Lockdown? So you think it's likely to be the same again?
At the moment it is, yes, because we are constrained by staff and how many, where we can get them from, and obviously we've still got Tabby hopefully working for me, and so we will probably just stick with the 3 days and see how that goes.
And are you going to have to change the interior at all? Are you going to have to put up perspex screens on the counter?
Yeah. I think that would be a sensible way forward as well. It gives us all confidence and security from catching anything from cross contamination, and I want the customers to feel confident that they can come in. And so yes, anything that will help, we will definitely we'll do that. We also want to try and maintain the cozy feel that we had created when we opened as well. So that will be something that we'll be thinking about. Obviously at the moment nobody can sit in anyway, so we'll make sure that that's something that's not enticing to do at the moment.
Take the chairs away.
Yeah, and it's just stuff like that, really.
Yeah.
I think, but I'm really hoping that we're going to get some good news sort of come July time to what we, because well, there's quite a lot of business that are, I think with within the leisure industry that are affected quite severely because the social distancing is really hard at the end of the day, and businesses like mine, and going to the pub or whatever is all about not social distancing, really. So
there's no point going out if you have to worry about this stuff in a certain respect. So if you're in a normal restaurant and you can't serve the normal amount of covers you normally do because you've got to take tables out and you've got to wipe everything down between services, it's going to impact on their revenue.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But hopefully each week brings hopefully new and better news. So we're just keeping our eye on what's being said, and we're following closely what the government are saying, and hope that there's a breakthrough of something soon. But there's been lots of positives, I have to say. I mean, there have been a lot of positives out of it. Just to even have thought, that we have found so many beautiful walks from the shop, that I feel that's a real sort of, if the weather stays like this, it would be such a lovely thing for people to go for a walk and then, take a coffee, ice cream, or, a cold drink with them, or come back and collect one on the way back,
So they park in the car park and go for their walk, or as you say, get something before they go. That's a brilliant asset. And do you think a lot of places, a lot of local pubs that have been doing takeaways and deliveries are saying that they'll probably continue doing that even when they can reopen, because it's just a new, it's another revenue stream. But so you might feel the same way when it comes to it, if you've got the time to do the driving around as well as keeping the shop open.
Well, you never know, we may be able to create some jobs as well, because obviously we couldn't do that with just the two of us. We definitely need more people to help with that. So, hopefully going forward, it's not all going to be doom and gloom, and we can offer something else as well, some sort of jobs maybe for other people, so going forward. So
that's the benefit of small businesses, and it's why we should all support our local small businesses, because you employ local people and the money you turn over is ploughed back into the local economy. So brilliant. Well done, Ruth, for coping with all this upheaval and just making the most for your business out of this challenging situation, and keep us in the loop what you decide to do, and we'll support you as much as we possibly can.
Well, thank you. And I have to say, I've felt very supported actually, and think that people have definitely, that is a message I've definitely taken from where we've sort of diversified slightly, that people do want to support local businesses and small businesses, and I really hope that that's what people continue to do as well afterwards, even if it's just a little bit, because I think that is what makes the whole the high street an interesting place, when you've got lots of different types of shops, not just the big chains, which we need them too. I'm not saying we don't. So it's room for everyone.
Lovely. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go, and it looks like you're about to cook up a storm at home.
Just made my batch of elderflower cordial. So
yes, it is ready to pick, isn't it? Excuse me.
Yeah. Lovely. We were out on our bike ride yesterday, and I spotted loads of it, so we went back and snipped a few. So I made a batch up this morning. So that's what I'm thinking. This is my elderflower.
Will you be selling it?
No, I don't think so. I didn't put I'm supposed to put a citric acid in it, or I don't do that again because I haven't managed to get hold of any.
Oh, well, I tell you where you can get it from is the hardware shop in Hungerford.
Oh, can you?
M&P Hardware, yeah. Up my
Right.
street.
Well, maybe my second batch, I'll put some in, and we could maybe.
I'll buy some from you.
Brilliant. Thank
Lovely.
you.
Thank you so much, Ruth.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Bye.